Have you ever wondered why some people grow older with peace in their eyes, while others carry quiet sadness that never seems to fade? Two people can turn 70 in the same year. One feels calm. The other feels heavy. The difference is not always health. It is not always money. It is not even family. The difference is what they are still holding inside. After 70, life changes in a way no one really prepares you for. You begin to understand that time is no longer something to chase. It becomes something to cherish. You begin to see that the body slows down, but the mind becomes clearer. And with that clarity comes a powerful question. What am I still carrying that I no longer need? Because the truth is simple. The heart cannot feel light if it refuses to release what weighs it down. Today we are going to talk about 5 things you must let go of after 70 if you want to live longer, sleep better, and feel truly at peace. These are not physical burdens. They are emotional weights, quiet habits of thinking, invisible chains. And the first one is the heaviest of them all. The burden of regret. Regret is strange. It does not shout. It whispers. It visits you early in the morning. It returns at night when the house is quiet. It reminds you of choices, of missed chances, of words you wish you had never said, of love you wish you had shown more clearly. By the time you reach 70, you have lived enough life to have memories that sting. Everyone does. But there is a difference between remembering and reliving. Remembering brings wisdom. Reliving brings pain. Every time you replay an old mistake, your body reacts as if it is happening again. Your heart beats faster. Your muscles tighten. Your mind fills with tension. And the past steals energy from the present. There was a man who once said that he spent 30 years regretting one decision. He turned down an opportunity when he was young because he was afraid. For decades, he imagined what his life could have been. More money, more success, more recognition. But one evening, while sitting alone, he realized something. The opportunity cost him once, but regret cost him every day. He understood that he had punished himself long enough. You cannot go back and be wiser in a younger body. You only knew what you knew then. You only had the courage you had then. And you survived. That matters. After 70, peace begins when you say, I forgive myself. Not because you were perfect, but because you were human. Regret does not correct yesterday. It only poisons today. And you do not have enough todays left to waste them on yesterday. When you release regret, something beautiful happens. You begin to notice small joys again. Morning sunlight through the window, the warmth of a cup of coffee, the sound of your own steady breathing. Your heart softens, and a soft heart lives longer than a bitter one. The second thing you must release is the illusion of control. For most of your life, control meant responsibility. You planned, you protected, you provided, you organized your world. Control made you feel strong. But aging teaches a humbling lesson. The world was never fully yours to control. Children grow up. Technology changes. People make their own decisions. And sometimes those decisions are not the ones you would choose. Many people after 70 struggle with this. They worry about their adult children. They try to guide every outcome. They feel frustrated when advice is not followed. But here is the truth. You were meant to guide, not to manage forever. Holding on to control creates tension. It raises stress. It disrupts sleep. It strains relationships. There was a mother who called her son every single morning to remind him about small things. She believed she was helping. One day he gently told her that he needed space. It hurt her deeply. But after some time, she realized something important. Her need to control was rooted in fear. Fear of becoming unnecessary. When she stepped back, her relationship improved. Conversations became warmer. Her anxiety decreased. Her days became calmer. Letting go of control is not giving up. It is trusting. Trusting that others will learn. Trusting that life unfolds as it should. Trusting that you have already done your part. You have spent decades carrying responsibility. Now is the season of rest. When you stop trying to control everything, your body relaxes. Your breathing slows. Your shoulders drop. And peace quietly enters. The third thing to release is the need to be needed. For much of your life, you were essential. Your family relied on you. Your work depended on you. People looked to you for answers. Being needed gave you identity. But after retirement or after children build their own lives, something changes. The phone rings less. Requests decrease. Silence grows. And sometimes that silence feels like loss. So many older adults try to stay busy just to feel important. They say yes to everything. They overextend themselves. They fear stillness. But your worth is not measured by how many people depend on you. Your worth is not based on productivity. It is based on presence. There was a man who felt lost after retirement. No meetings. No deadlines. No one asking for advice. He filled his calendar with activity. But he felt exhausted. One day he allowed himself to sit quietly by a lake. No agenda. No responsibility. No proving. Just presence. And in that stillness, he realized something powerful. He was still valuable even when no one needed him. After 70, purpose shifts. It moves from achievement to appreciation. From striving to savoring. You do not have to earn your right to exist. You have already earned it by living. Letting go of the need to be needed allows you to enjoy life without pressure. And when pressure fades, health improves. Sleep deepens. Conversations soften. Joy returns. Pause for a moment. Which of these are you still holding? Regret. Control. The need to be needed. Each one quietly drains energy. And energy after 70 is precious. In part 2, we will continue. We will talk about letting go of material attachment, releasing comparison, and overcoming the fear of being alone. Because the secret to aging peacefully is not adding more. It is finally putting down what has been heavy for too long. And sometimes, the lightest heart lives the longest. As life moves forward, there comes a quiet realization. You cannot carry everything with you. Not the past, not the pressure, not the expectations, not the fear. In part 1, we spoke about regret, control, and the need to be needed. Now we go deeper. Because there are still heavier things that silently steal peace after 70. The fourth thing you must release is attachment to possessions. For decades you collected. You worked hard. You bought a home. You filled closets. You saved letters. You kept souvenirs. You stored memories in boxes. Every object tells a story. A chair reminds you of family dinners. A photo brings back a vacation. A set of dishes carries the laughter of holidays. There is nothing wrong with memory. But sometimes memory turns into weight. Many people after 70 live, surrounded by things they no longer use. Drawers full. Closets packed. Rooms heavy with the past. And without realizing it, their environment mirrors their mind. Clutter outside. Clutter inside. You tell yourself you cannot let go because it means losing something. But here is the truth. The memory does not live in the object. It lives in you. There was a man who stayed in the same house for more than 40 years. Every room held history. His wife passed away. His children moved away. But the house remained frozen in time. He refused to remove anything. He believed letting go meant forgetting. One day, he decided to donate many of those items to families who needed them. He expected to feel grief. Instead, he felt relief. He said something powerful. I thought I was protecting my memories, but I was imprisoning myself. After clearing his space, he began sleeping better. He felt lighter walking through his own home. Simplicity brought calm. Science now shows that clutter increases stress. Your brain constantly processes what it sees. When your environment is crowded, your mind rarely rests. After 70, peace becomes more valuable than possessions. You do not need proof of your past. Your wisdom is proof. Your stories are proof. Your character is proof. Letting go of material attachment does not erase your life. It honors your present. It creates room for breathing. And breathing deeply is a gift. The fifth thing you must release is comparison. Comparison is a silent thief. Even in older age, it whispers. Look at their retirement. Look at their grandchildren. Look at their health. Look at their happiness. Social media has made comparison even stronger. You see pictures of vacations, of celebrations, of smiling faces, and you begin to measure your own life against others. But comparison steals contentment. It makes you forget your own journey. Every person reaches 70 with a different story, different struggles, different losses, different victories. There is no universal timeline. There is no standard path. There was a woman who constantly compared herself to her friends. One friend traveled the world. Another had a large, close family. Another seemed financially secure. She felt small. But one day she sat quietly and listed her own blessings. Her resilience, her independence, her health, her kindness. She realized something. She had been comparing her behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel. Comparison fades when gratitude grows. After 70, your race is over. There is no competition. You are not behind. You are exactly where your life has led you. And that is enough. The final and perhaps most powerful thing to release is the fear of being alone. Loneliness is real, especially after loss. After a spouse passes, after friends disappear, after children build their own lives. Silence can feel loud. Many people try to fill that silence. Television stays on all day. Phone calls become constant. Noise replaces stillness. But being alone is not the same as being lonely. Loneliness comes from resistance. Solitude becomes peaceful when accepted. There was a man who lost his wife after 50 years of marriage. He believed he would never feel whole again. Evenings felt endless. Meals felt empty. Then one day he began walking alone every evening. At first it felt painful, but slowly something changed. He began noticing the sky, the trees, the rhythm of his steps. He began talking to himself. Not out of madness, but out of awareness. He realized he was not empty. He was rediscovering himself. After 70, solitude can become sacred. It is the space where reflection deepens. It is where gratitude grows. It is where healing happens quietly. When you stop fearing silence, you begin to hear your own strength. You remember who you are beyond roles, beyond titles, beyond expectations. The happiest elders are not always surrounded by people. They are surrounded by peace. Peace with their choices. Peace with their memories. Peace with themselves. Letting go after 70 is not surrender. It is freedom. Freedom from regret. Freedom from control. Freedom from pressure. Freedom from clutter. Freedom from comparison. Freedom from fear. Each release creates space. Space for calm. Space for joy. Space for clarity. Life after 70 is not a downhill road. It is a refining fire. The unnecessary burns away. What remains is wisdom. What remains is gratitude. What remains is strength. You have spent decades proving yourself. Now you are invited to simply be. To wake up slowly. To breathe deeply. To enjoy small moments. Ask yourself today, what am I still holding that no longer serves me? Is it an old story? An old resentment? An old fear? Letting go is an act of love. Love for your health. Love for your peace. Love for the years you still have. Because the lighter your heart becomes, the more fully you live. And at this stage of life, living fully matters more than living perfectly. If this message touched you, take a moment. Reflect. Maybe write down one thing you are ready to release. You do not need to carry everything into the next chapter. You only need to carry what gives you peace. And sometimes, the greatest strength is finally setting something down. Please subscribe my YouTube channel.